Hey everybody, it's Tracy with Baylee's. Today we're going to make some shelf sitters. And I painted these white already. And you want to have a white background so your decoupage paper sticks out. And this is what it looked like before I started. Just a piece of wood. It's approximately 5.5 by 7.5. And these size A3 4-packs fit perfectly. They are perfect. So this one is cardinals and evergreen trees. I have a couple examples here. Here's a fall one. There's some really pretty things on here. If you like sunflowers. Here's a Christmassy one. These are just a few examples, like I said. Here's a Halloween one. And these are all online on the website and at Lexi and the Chi in the craft section. And here's a Christmas one. This one was extremely popular last year. But today we're going to do cardinals because I am getting ready for Christmas in July. So what I'm going to do is just cut the images. These are left-handed and right-handed scissors. And I'm left-handed, so you just want to cut them out, and they're going to hang off the edge just a little bit, so it's okay if you don't cut exactly the way you want. And we're going to do both of these cardinal pieces. These make cute little decorations to set on your shelves. That's why they're called shelf sitters. You can set them on a table, a buffet, or whatever. All right, so like I said, I didn't paint the back yet. I will, but I put a quick coat of white paint on, and then we're gonna use our decoupage glue and put these on. And I'm using the Pent Art all-in-one varnish and glue. It's the top coat and the glue. You just want to put a coat on. Make sure you get your edges. And then line it up where you want. And then we're going to go over the top. And then we're gonna give them a quick dry. And I didn't get my heat gun out, so I'll have to walk away and go get that. Now we're gonna do this one. These are quick little projects, very beginner friendly and easy for children. If you're looking for something to keep the kiddos busy on a really hot summer day or a rainy day. I have them in these 4-packs. I have them in peacocks, and I do have an order on the way. And there's some flower ones in there, and they're just wonderful. You can also just use a regular size paper if you wanted to hone in on an image. You know, like if you wanted just the flowers, you could do, you know, just put it on there however you want. All right, let's get this on the top here, and then I will dry it. Like I said, this is the glue and the top coat all in one. And I don't think all of these are on the website, but when I'm done, I'll load them in there. All right, so that's that. Let me get my heat gun. And we'll give them a quick dry. This will also work with a hair dryer if you don't have a heat gun. You just want to make sure you have it on there flat and get all your air bubbles out. And if you didn't get the edges real good, your paper will lift. And if you're using a heat gun, you want to keep it moving like I am, because these things get really hot and will burn your project. That's dry enough for us to go on. Now I just have a piece of sandpaper, and I'm going to go through, and you want to go in a downward motion, and we're going to get the excess paper off. And if your paper is too wet, this part will just tear your image. And you just want to go over it. Until the excess comes off. And you just want to keep going in the downward motion until it comes off. There. And then that's what you have. And then you can just throw this part away. It's probably easier if you do it like this, because then you have more control over what you're doing. All right. Now, at this point, you can just paint your edges in your back if you would like, and you can do that in any coordinating color or whatever color that you choose. Or you can take the time and decorate them, and we're going to decorate them. And I'm going to use my contour liners. And they come in many different colors, and these things are wonderful. They give nice accents. And I think I'm going to use the antique copper one to do these leaves here. And sometimes the things get clogged up. So you just want to take something small and unclog them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my contour liner and I'm just going to outline my leaves here. And these are metallic, so they give a really nice shimmer. You can paint on this, on these papers, and just kind of decorate them however you want. You can stencil over top of them. You can use the molds, make molds and put molds on top of them. There's so many things that you can do. I am going to use my snow pen, and this is snow in a pen, and I am going to put the snow on my rooftop here, and this will dry in a 3D effect. And I'm going to just dab a little bit around the windows. Not a lot, because then I don't want to cover up my window panes. All right. Let me show you what that looks like so far. Now I'm going to, where's my black? What color is this? This one's black. I'm gonna do his little eyes. And you do want to be careful, and these are self-leveling too. So if you do this, leave it flat until it sets up and dries. Now I'm going to use my bronze, and I'm going to highlight a few of the branches. And this one's coming out quick. And again, branches aren't straight, so you don't have to worry about straight lines. I'm just kind of highlighting a little bit. A few of them. Some of these thinner ones. And you could use black if you wanted to. And that daub, I'm going to leave that daub there because I'm going to try to incorporate it in. All right. Now let's see. I'm going to go back to my black. And I'm going to highlight some of these black areas on the birch trees. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect at all. And this project is very beginner friendly. If you're wanting to get into decoupage or give it a try, this would be a perfect project to start out on. And really, there's no right or wrong. And this will also dry in a 3D effect depending on how thick you put it on. And I'm just gonna highlight some of the lines on the house here. Just a couple of them. And that's what we've got so far. I'm gonna leave the snowflake alone, and he might even be done for now. I'm gonna let him sit and dry, and we're gonna work on the other one. And I'm gonna do some of the same things with this one that I just did. I'm gonna take my black. And I'm gonna highlight some of the birch. I was just using this and now it doesn't want to come out. Here we go. And all I'm doing is highlighting a little bit of the black on the birch trees. Just to give it a highlight. Again, no right or wrong, just whatever you feel like doing. I'm going to do a little bit of shading on his bill and his feathers. I'm going to do that on this one as well. Not a lot, just a little bit. Now I'm going to use my bronze, and I'm going to highlight a few of these leaves here. And all of these colors are metallic except for the black. And I think the punch pink. But the silvers, the bronze, the antique copper, the gold, they're all metallic. And they give a really nice finish on them. Now there is a little bit of a learning curve to these contour liners, but not too much. They're fun, and they can really elevate your project. I'm going to go in with some steel blue, and I'm just going to highlight some of this area here. And I'm more or less just kind of showing you what the different colors are and how to use them. And this has a metallic look to it as well. Just kind of highlighting it a little bit. Just a few little places. And that's what you have. And basically, that's all I'm gonna do. When this is all dry, this is what we have here, and I'm gonna fix that little blob on the bottom. But basically, when this is all dry, I'm going to paint the sides and the back, and I'm gonna put another coat of the varnish glue over top of everything. and it'll be ready to go. And then they're real nice. They sit. Oh, now it's gonna make a liar out of me. Of course it is. I don't think my table's very level, but they sit on a shelf or a table or whatever. They're just so cute and an inexpensive way to make some home decor. I hope you learned something and you enjoyed the tutorial. Again, my website, all of these items are available on my website. It's bayleysfb.com. It's I'll put it in the comments as well. And make sure you subscribe to my website, because I'm going to be sending out a bunch of coupon codes for Christmas in July. Thank you. Have a great day.